versus job, it concerns me very much because, let me be honest here, this is where we talk about it. This is the structural mismatch we are talking about, skills versus jobs. You know, it's not just about that skills gap. It's more like a coordination failure at a national scale. Because what bothers me is that we keep training young people for a labor market that barely exists anymore.
Thank you very much.
Universities are there. They are training institutions. Most of them are structured around prestige. Most of them are structured around rewarding certificates rather than rewarding potential, rather than rewarding competence, rather than giving the labor market what it demands. And I mean, we are not training youths that are ready to be, I will not say we are not even training youths that are ready to be, we are not training youths to be ready to be productive. And everyone just wants a degree. I remember some years back, a degree wasn't that a big deal.
Yeah.
But now, almost everybody you come across on the road is a graduate. I have served. And you are there looking at the person and you're wondering, this person went to school. This person has seen the forwards of the university. Like, this person sat in classes. This person was taught by professors, by lecturers. Like, this person did assignment. Did this person write tests? Did this person write projects? You're asking yourself so many things. And then you begin to wonder, there are a lot of things that comes to mind. This is where we must understand that not everybody must go and get a certificate.
Exactly.
People should be trained for what they can do. What you can give back to... we have not understand that ideology behind what you can give back to your society. So everyone wants a degree. It sounds important. I know a degree can give you a lot of things. It can get you to so many places. But a degree too, without competence, will not get you to anywhere.
Of course, you must be ready to defend.
Defend it.
Yes.
Because it's not one that solves and you get a degree and you don't get a degree that solves an actual economic problem. Is that a degree?
So why have the degree?
It's not a degree. It's not a degree.
Yes.
So I think Africa is not short of educated youth. That is what I think. We are not short of educated youth. What we are short of is economically relevant education.
Thank you.
We are not challenging education very well. I like when the Nigerian Minister of Education last year came out to bring so many reforms around education, about introducing the vocational training and whatnot. I don't know how they framed that, but something about TVET. Yes, I like when they brought the TVET and all of those things. And that is what we need. Those are the things we need. See how we can align, theory and practice. See how we can align them. Because we are producing graduates who cannot write essays.
Oh, God.
About development. Who cannot operate machines. And this is not a shade to our youth. This is a systemic failure.
Of course.
We are producing graduates that cannot operate computers these days. Because when you go to school, I am a living witness. From secondary school, that I wanted to university. I mean, I've shared this story countless times. We had the computers there, but it was not. You are not allowed to even touch it.
You can only go and see.
They are even asking who owns. Do you have a computer in your house? If you have a computer in your house, put your hands up, and then 3 to 2 people will put their hands up, and the 3 of you come out. The rest of you stand back. You press the CPU on.
Yes.
You put on the desktop.
How to use the mouse?
You'll be moving the mouse. This is how to put on the computer. Those that do not have computers in their houses are not allowed to touch it because they will destroy years of hard work.
Of course.
So I think we just have a systemic issue. We are producing graduates that lack competence. Who cannot manage supply chains, who cannot fit into value chains, who cannot analyze data, who cannot even sell effectively in the digital economy, who cannot even sell themselves. And that is not, like I said, that is not the fault of students in Nigeria. That's not the fault of youth in Nigeria. It's a system that values certificates over competence. And that is a problem. And when policymaker says the private sector should absorb them, which private sector will absorb them? And I will not ask that. Absorb them in what?
In what exactly?
I will go and employ who cannot do,
who cannot fit into the plan, and then destroy it at the end of the day.
You can't plug theoretical knowledge, Mary, into economy that needs technical execution.
Exactly.
So we must understand all of these things. Until education is directly linked with demand and supply, real industry demand, energy, agribusiness, innovation, logistics, manufacturing, industrialization, all of this, climate adaptation, digital service. If we are not aligning these things well, then all of this mismatch will persist.
Definitely.
I
just feel, I feel
Mary.
that if the educational system is actually going for what it stands for, we would not have as much youth as we have today.
Okay.
That's just the truth. Because when you take a critical look at it, it's not about having the certificate and coming out to claim you're a graduate. Can you defend that? And people are saying we have a lot of youth, they do not have jobs. The youth you're crying for that they do not have job, how many of them can actually fit into one job or another and still defend that job and do the job the way it is? It's not about saying there are no jobs for youths. If there are jobs creation and jobs are available, how many youths can be employed and stand the test of time and defend what actually they went to school for? So that's what we are talking about. It's not about the certificate thing. Most youth now do not want to dive into learning of skill, getting something to do. They feel if you have handwork and you're doing something aside going to school, you're not fitting into the society. That's what their mind tell them.
But I want to ask you, what do you make of this whole entrepreneurship by choice? Is it by choice or by survival? Because we are seeing a lot. Yes, a lot of people are beginning to romanticizing entrepreneurship in Africa.
Yes.
It's as I remember when late President Buhari said we are lazy Nigerians. I remember when he was still pushing that everybody should go and learn a skill.
Yeah.
But that got me very, very worried.
Okay.
Yeah, and in this time until now, we are still saying you must have a skill, you must have something. I know that I support having a skill, but is it everybody that should have a skill? Because this thing is pushing people to become this CEO idea now that is entering everybody's head, and not all can deliver. What do you make of that?
Okay, the thing is, like you asked rightly, that is it by choice or by what again did you say? Is it
by survival?
Or by survival?
It's looking like that these days.
Some persons actually are doing it by survival because most people go into skills that they cannot even do properly. But for the fact that it's bringing them money, that's why you have a lot of fake things going on now. You see them wanting to go into that thing, not because they know how to do it or they want to learn. They want to do it because of the money they are seeing. So they don't mind the way it's coming. So I feel sometimes it's by survival and not by choice. And most people do not even want to do at all. They want to get the certificate and answer the name graduate. Some it's just for a physics sake. That's just the truth. Some is just for it because I've met a lot of youth that, like you said, yes, like you said, I've met a lot of youth. Yes, a lot of youth coppers during my 7 years. I've met a lot of youth coppers that cannot even define things properly, cannot spell their names. When we're doing documentation, they cannot document themselves very well. They cannot sell out themselves. School, okay, you've gotten the certificate, whether by hook or by crook, you're out here, right? The school that you got that certificate from will not come outside here to help you. You have to sell out yourself. You have to, you have to deliver. And these schools will not do that. If you didn't put your mind to it, you just got that certificate by any means and come out. That any means you remain at home. Last, you go and do sales girl work.
I just feel like we are romanticizing entrepreneurship in Africa too much.
Yes. I think
you are selling plantain chips. CEO something plantain chips. You are selling lip gloss. CEO. Like sometimes it worries me out.
Okay.
Like I am. Okay. It disturbs me too much. Yes, I'll put it that way. It disturbs me too much.
Okay.
You are coming out. You are selling pen. You are a CEO
of oil
perfume, something. CEO this. Not every young person selling something on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever.
Especially on TikTok.
He's a CEO. That thing pains me. And you are asked, what is it? What is CEO?
Some of them don't know the meaning of CEO.
And you are a CEO. CEO of what?
CEO of business.
All these things are not our fault. It's because they have put everybody.
Exactly.
No jobs. And it's becoming an excuse too these days.
Yeah.
No jobs. Go out. Everybody go and become an entrepreneur. Go and do something. I know that it was highly motivated during late President Buhari's regime.
Yes.
Everybody go out and
go and get busy.
Because many are just simply self-employed.
Yes.
Because unemployment gave them no alternative.
Of course.
That's the reason why.
Genuinely.
So the distinction here matters. We have to understand that most of these things are not by choice, because through entrepreneurship, we create value.
Of course.
It will create skills. It will create employment for even others.
Others.
Some of these so-called CEOs, you meet them and they cannot even deliver.
At all.
Somebody will post, I have so heels for sale. You go and meet the person. Okay, bring this wig or bring this
heels.
Oh, it's out of stock now. It's out of...
I'll get back to you. Most
some
of them
cannot
are just
even market
for others.
the what they sell properly.
That's
so
them selling
I think
out.
all of these things, we should understand. Real entrepreneurship will drive productivity.
Of course.
Across the country. So what many young Africans are doing today is just economic improvisation. That's what I'm seeing. Most of them
they
are
just want to feed themselves.
Exactly. Most of them
Settle
just
their
want to, start small trading, hustling. And I think it's even becoming a trend. Most people do not want to, and it's becoming a trend, and people are trying to, and how did they say, is it FO, fear of missing out?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, those FOMO is fear of missing out. So nobody wants to be left behind. And then trend, so everybody wants to bear, I am a CEO, make them not say I know they do anything. That kind of, all of those things. And that's very dangerous.
Yeah, very, very.
Yes, that's where the danger lies here, because we start to celebrate all of these survivor as successes.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't sell anything online, doesn't come out to do, and if
Does
I tell somebody now that I'm just trying
busy.
to understand my life, trying to know where I
Yeah.
stand. Somebody was speaking to me the other day, and the person was like, "You're not going for your masters."
Okay.
I said, first of all, where is the money? I'm
Okay.
trying to work to raise the money to go
Okay.
for my masters. And two, it's not just only about the money for me. First thing, before the money, is that I want to understand
Yourself.
what value I can use my masters for. If I cannot give value using my masters,
there's
then
no
I shouldn't
point.
go for a masters.
Exactly.
Why should I have a masters when I have professional certificates in things I am already doing? So if I'm going for a master's, I'm looking for purpose and clarity. Let me understand what I want to use this master's for, or what I want to do with my life. Am I in media? Am I in social development? Am I in this
How
one?
can the masters
You help me. So if it's not giving me this, then I do not want a master's. Why do I need a master's when, all of those things? So young people need to understand these things as well, because most people just want to, it's just all about just forcing that. I don't know. It's just about success. We are glorifying that survivor as success, and most of these policy makers use that celebration as an excuse to withdraw responsibility.
Of course.
Oh, young people are not doing a lot. Then tomorrow, you see the government will meet with Instagram and say, a lot of Nigerian youths like content creation. Please sign them so that you start paying them. That is how are they creating value with it? Then tomorrow we'll start complaining about misinformation. Self-acclaimed journalists are so many in the internet now.
Of course.
You see this page, this TV, that TV, and then you go there. You see, I'm not calling out gay, but there was a time the gay guy trended. I was just like, what is going on here? And a lot of people were going crazy about it. I was coming to work or in the cab, they are talking about it. Anywhere you go, everybody's talking about it. Yes, but he's making sense. He's doing this. He's doing that. And I mean, I don't know where we stand at this point in time, but then we need to talk about the urban advantage and rural exclusion.
Okay.
Because, our geography too in Africa has, quietly shaped our fates.
Of course.
Too. Yes, it has shaped our destiny. It has shaped, because how else would you get, it determines how we get access to education, how we can get jobs, how we can, get access to technology too, and even opportunities, because for instance, some of us were born in the city. Some of us were born in, rural communities. And, when you are born in the city, most times you get that, at least you get a better advantage of, going to school, better schools, you have internet access, even if not completely, but at least you have more exposure to networks, more exposure to, even your confidence too. When you bring a child that grew up in some kind of rural area that there's little to no exposure, you can tell the difference with a child that grew up in an urban area. So I think all of those things too have shaped how
that's what we call the Ajebota and the Ajekako.
What's the new way? Nepo baby and what's the other one?
Nepo.
Nepo. I think but all of these things are very worrisome because
Yeah.
all of these gaps are widening and they are not shrinking. And every day we'll be talking about how we want to bridge the digital divide, how we want to create access to education, how we want to create this, that. Look at the security issue we're even talking about. They will operate for hours in some rural communities, no security agent to come and intervene.
Exactly.
These are the things we are talking about.
Because of poor
Most
network.
of these rural areas, they
Yeah.
lack access to so many things.
Of
They
course.
lack access to so many things.
And that's why they are the main target of all these
all.
attacks. Because, of course, these bandits will not attack an urban area that is well secured and there is network. People can operate their system and get what they want immediately. They are finding it difficult to do that because they feel, okay, we'll be attacked very fast. So let's go to the rural areas where before they reach out to the outside world, we've gotten what we want and then do away with a lot
Even
of
if you
things.
want to even get grants too, sometimes you see that most of these grants will go to bigger schools in urban areas.
Of
you know,
course.
no access to schools in
rural
areas.
yes.
So how are we? I just feel like Africa cannot urbanize fast enough to save its rural youth. We just have to do something about that. The solution is not about mass migration to cities. The solution is about inclusivity.
Yes.
Bringing all of this opportunity closer to everybody.
Closer
it's
to
very,
everybody,
very important.
no matter the location.
We'll say that economic trap. Yes,
because at this time and age, you will still see thatch houses. What I mean, these houses that have leaves. When there was a day I saw, I'm like, does these houses do exist
Whether it is the
in
same
this
word you're
country? Like, Abba.
I mean,
We need to involve them.
have
We
to
need
do
to
a
include
lot.
them. We need to take this civilization there too, so that they would experience it. Because most of their kids are not even going to proper school. And when you see the kind of education they are giving their kids, you feel for them. They are still sitting on mats to receive. I'm always using lectures to receive lessons.
Exactly.
They are using crackboards and all that. Most of them do not even know how to speak proper English because they were not well taught. So we need to extend our hands. The government needs to push, should I say, lift and push their hands forward to these areas to meet, so that they can meet up too. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the much we can, take. But Mary, let's have your, final talk about fixing the gap. How can we fix the gap? How can we fix this gap?
First things first, I would want to talk about the educational system. I think if we look into it and make it standard enough, we will not have much of graduates that cannot define what they are out there for. And the corruption will become less, because anybody that goes into school will understand that I'm not just going for the certificate alone. I am going to acquire knowledge and then at the end of the day defend what I'm coming out with. If it can be in that way and the education system is looked into that way, I think we'll have a lot of graduates that can stand up for what they want in the future and would have less of unemployed youths in the society. That's what I feel.
Well said, Mary. Well said. Very, very important. And I just also to add to that, I think this is where I know I can. Anytime we talk about accountability, it really gets very uncomfortable for so many people because governments often blame most of this private sector. And then you now come and in turn see private sectors blaming educational systems too. Yes, and then universities too will be blaming funding. There is not enough funding. There is not enough this. Yes, there is not enough funding truly. There is not enough research and development hubs and centers and all that. And in the middle of all of these finger pointings we are doing, everybody is saying this. It's a generation that is running out of time.
Exactly.
It's a generation that is lagging behind. So I just feel like we need to get it very clear. There is no single actor to fix this problem.
Yes.
Even if the government should take the lead, I am saying that it's not by. I'm not saying the government should take the lead by doing everything.
Yeah.
It's a collective action at the end of the day.
Exactly. It must be a joint something.
The government should take the lead by coordinating everything.
Yes.
And then, there should be structural markets, there should be proper infrastructure. They should do their own bits so that we can close that gap of that inequality, gap. And that inequality gap will not close on its own. We just need to fix structural inequalities. And you rightfully mentioned, that's why I don't want to go back to that, education.
Yes.
Education systems must be very, very strong. Education without incentives will be it will just be
amount to nothing.
To just be there existing to fulfill all righteousness. And all of these young people, they cannot how they just need a way to find their way out of all of these policy
Exactly.
failures, and they cannot do it alone. That's why I say the government is at the forefront of
Front of
this
it.
change, of this reform. We just need intentional coordination, and yes, that's all we need. And this is the much we can bring to you today on the discussion segment. So you already know that youth unemployment is not just about numbers, and in case you don't know, it's not just about numbers. I think it is about the lost potential. It's about
Yes,
delayed development and the future direction of African economy. So the choices made today by policymakers, educators, and the private sector will define whether this generation becomes Africa's greatest asset or its greatest missed opportunity. And also to young people, how are we redefining ourselves? How are we
Exactly.
educating ourselves? What are we doing with civic education and civic responsibility? That's a call to action for us. And we want to hear from you. Join the conversations on social media. Follow us on Idea TV across all of our platforms. And, share your thoughts on how Africa can bridge the gap between education, skills, and job. My name is Cynthia Bassi, and I've been